Thank you for sharing, Yeti. That's a great like explanation of a very typical reaction to a healing. So that's like a great explanation. So thanks for being our guinea pig and sharing that with us. So the reason that we see these like anger emotions are because um, when we don't see these things for what they are. So maybe I have a vision of my former self, and I realize in this moment I see her differently, and I realize that like that 7-year-old version of me was really not well taken care of, and I didn't realize that. Like, and I'm really not even looking at it from an emotional place. I'm just like stating the facts. I'm like, oh shit, the 7-year-old like missed out on some things, but I had been tucking away that acknowledgement, because if like I acknowledged that, it would crumble like a lot of things for me. So I never saw it. But now I see some things, and now, it's upsetting to know that like she went through that. Another like kind of flip to that is um I see a former version of myself, and she was so weak and like let people step, like, walk all over her. And all of a sudden I realized like that she was doing that. And I didn't know like that she was doing it. I just kind of, like just thought that that was the way things were. And then it gets me upset that I'm like, how, like I want to shake myself. Like, why would you allow that? So these emotions are showing that you're having a perception shift, because as you heal and as you ascend, you should not be putting up with shit that you used to put up with. That's the whole process. Like what what you're putting up with today, like as you heal, you will not put up with it anymore. And that's that solar plexus. Solar plexus has a lot of ranges, and then actually like one of it is frustration and anger, and actually there's power that comes from that place. And the solar plexus is like getting its power back when it starts to realize that there's been an imbalance of how I've been giving out my power. So, frustration and anger is like the roar of the solar plexus trying to get its power back. It's like it's taking it back from all these things, and sometimes the power is like I gave it to my 20-year-old version of me. I gave it to this person. I gave it to that, and then I'm trying to pull it back. So it's not going to like last forever, but it's nothing to be afraid of. And healings are not, because healings are a shift in perception. It's like it's just seeing things differently. So as you see things differently, some things that you used to say yes to and that you used to have like commitments to are going to be like bullshit, because you see, because like it's as simple as like, let's say you had a near death experience today. Tomorrow you're going to look at your life and you're going to be like, whoa, definitely not staying at that job, definitely not doing that, definitely not, because all of a sudden this experience showed me like what was not okay. So nothing really changed. I mean, your life is probably still the same. You're waking up in the same house, you're all that kind of stuff, but the way you see it has changed. And that's what healing does. It's a shift in the way we see things. And therefore it's a shift in energy, but the manifestation of it is a shift in the way we see things, if that makes sense. So frustration, anger, all that kind of stuff, they are like portals into you becoming like this higher version of yourself. And then ultimately, when you step into that next level, then the anger goes away, because now you've like embodied what you know to be true. Like now you know what you're worthy of it, and now you've become it. Like you're holding yourself to that. You're telling people around you, whatever. And then that's like, then it ultimately settles. And sometimes it just shows up in a healing, and then it settles on its own. But we'll also see you guys taking different steps based off what you're understanding and what you're knowing. So that's a great job, Yeti.